Sorry about that, my fine feathered friends. Had to take an important call, but back into the action we plunge, and oh, mamacita, please give it to me. This next one is going to be something to behold. First time ever, two of the absolute greatest superstars in CMV history, two former world champions, Quantum and Andrew Briggs, going to tangle in that wrestling ring. And unfortunately, guys, Winterfest is going to be in two parts. So there are 10 matches in total. Two are down, so three more, including this one. And then we're going to have to take a break. And the other five will be done on either Tuesday or Wednesday. I apologize. I really do. I know you were all excited. I was certainly excited, but things happen. It really do be like that sometimes. At least we're getting some action tonight, all right? And we're getting this match, right? This match alone should be enough to satiate your appetites. Quantum and Andrew Briggs, they're no strangers. They have crossed paths before, being on the same rosters at numerous points throughout their careers, but never have they stood face to face in a singles match. What a season it was for Andrew Briggs. Last year he really made it his, dominating Fusion and then Supremacy, one of the longest reigning world champions of all time. Lost his title, of course, at Homecoming, unable to get it back, but what a victory for him and ascendance over longtime rival Ryan Kent. That was the last time we saw him, as we get a Future Shock DDT from the Future Man. Meanwhile, Quantum made his long-awaited return at Ascendance, teaming with brother Paul Devine, reforming X-Gen to knock off the Kings, a.k.a. the Ballers Club, but unsuccessful were X-Gen in capturing the tag team titles at Battle Scars. Paul Devine currently at home in Japan, not returning just yet, so Quantum on his own here. He was never able to capture the World Championship when he was a part of the Fusion roster. Genesis as well. Went over to Unmatched, though, and captured the Unmatched World Championship, finally living out that dream. But now he's back, and he wants to prove that he can finally get it done on this side of CMV. And a good place to start is taking down someone the caliber of Andrew Briggs, who you know has his own aspirations of becoming world champion again. Face first off that top turnbuckle, Andrew Briggs gonna rub his elbow right across the jaw of Quantum, drops him down in the corner, goes for a stomp. Quantum gets out of the way. What a hellacious clothesline, nearly knocking Andrew's head off into the cheap seats. Not done either. Is the five-time tag team champion. Four of those times with brother Paul Devine, once with X-Gen brother Hayden. Andrew Briggs, no stranger to tag team gold, holding the Fusion tag team titles with PJ Moon for a short while last season, after they won, you guessed it, the second annual X-Gen Tag Team Classic. On the full circle here. That's how Andrew Briggs started last season, honoring Quantum, and now he gets to fight him here at Winterfest. Goes for a crossbody. Quantum just straight up yeets it, flinging Andrew Briggs towards the center of the ring. Goes for it again, but not having much luck. The Future Man got it down lock. Having none of it. Knee to the face. Into the front headlock. Pendulum backbreaker, throwing it old school. Getting the job done. It's big names like this. Speaking of big, timestamp right down the goal of Andrew Briggs, but not getting the 3 count for Quantum. Looks out into this crowd before turning his attention back to the task at hand. I was saying before, it's big names like these two, former world champions, Quantum and Andrew Briggs, that are surely going to be first picks for Mr. Slayton Ken Donahue, or at least you'd have to guess. Back suplex down onto the apron after Briggs was unsuccessful in attempting to put Quantum down. I definitely fucked up my voice going so hard in that first match. after not commentating in so long. Oh man, could be big trouble for Andrew Briggs. Quantum was looking for the small package pile driver. That is old school Quantum. Going back to, 24th punch out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Quantum takes the dub. Man, oh man. That is how dangerous the man from the future can be. The 24th punch coming out of nowhere to topple Andrew Briggs. A very closely contested confrontation. And there's where Andrew Briggs tried to go for a forearm smash, but Quantum kind of positioning himself above Andrew Briggs. A step-up 24th punch, if you will. And there are not a whole lot of men that can say they've gotten up from one of those. Andrew Briggs, not going to join the list, at least not here tonight at Winterfest. An exclamation point on that victory for Quantum. Now he, along with all of us, wait to see where he will end up. Supremacy, Crossfire. No matter where he goes, one thing's certain, he's looking for championship gold again. Supremacy this season. After a hell of a first episode of Supremacy this season, guys, it all comes down to our main event of the evening. The CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion Chris Proudfoot, God's Chosen at his 6, taking on the Future Man Quantum. You know, Proudfoot was backstage just now watching that Miller-Luger match, hoping, praying that Xander Slate, Mr. Slate's grand plan would come to fruition and Luger would be destroyed before our very eyes. But even still, Luger overcomes it all, and now Proudfoot knows that Luger is coming for him and that Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. Proudfoot even said it himself on Twitter when Jaquan Shea challenged him to a championship match. Proudfoot says, "Get in line, kid, because Bob Luger is who I've got coming at me right now." And Proudfoot wants that match because Luger has bested him twice in these last couple of months. At Battle Scars 5, and then at Shake Up. Proudfoot wants to get that win back. But right now, he can't afford to overlook the obstacle that is Quantum, the Future Man. Got a victory over Andrew Briggs back at Winterfest. With Paul Devine currently MIA. Perhaps Quantum has his own ambitions to finally win the CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. He's a former unmatched world champion. And look at this, Bram Miller running up on him. Supremacy truly is a dangerous place to be these days. That has been exemplified multiple times here tonight. But much like Bob Luger before him and Andrew Briggs earlier, Quantum is not going to scare away from the numbers game. Braxton Sutter and Joey Diaz blocking any sort of exit, but you don't got to worry about that from Quantum. He ain't running anywhere. He knows that he's got the world champion standing in front of him right now. He knows that a victory will get him that world championship one step closer to fulfilling the goal he's chased after for over 5 years. Jawbreaker by Proudfoot. God's Chosen inching closer and closer. Proudfoot got Quantum up against the barricade wall. Punches and bunches. Closed fists. Right to the dome. Kicks out the knee. Quantum! Almost thought he was about to pull out a timestamp right there, but switches it up. Oh, and a whoa! Real quick.
11.
Remember, Quantum knows what the future holds.
12.
Takes down Chris Proudfoot with a nasty STO. The damage only multiplied as they are ringside battling atop those pads that have little to no protection for the concrete that lies beneath. At a count of 14, guys, Quantum gets back into the ring. Only until 20 does Proudfoot have to get back into the squared circle, but Quantum's not going to want to win like that. If he was to win like that, Proudfoot could say, yeah, you beat me, but by count out. Quantum wants to put Proudfoot down by pin or submission in the middle of that CMV ring right now. Our main event. The towering nightmare that is Braxton Sutter on one side, Joey Diaz, the faithful follower, on the other. Quantum thrown right into the steel steps, and again. I think for Proudfoot, this is an opportunity for him to show everybody that he is not to be messed with. He doesn't care about Mr. Slate and his friends. He doesn't care about Bob Luger's struggles. The only thing he cares about is his championship and his God, and staying on top, and to take out someone the stature of Quantum would send that message clearly, without any sort of doubt. Because you can tell, this isn't a match. They've spent more time outside of the ring than in it. Chris Proudfoot wants to hurt Quantum. But Quantum is ready to throw hands. Watch out, Braxton Sutter. Want to risk that disqualification. Luthez press. Quantum with some right hands of his own. Now bashing the back of Proudfoot's head right off the pads. Guys, count of 14. Quantum has to get this match back into the ring, or at least himself back into the ring. A count-out victory is still a victory. But instead, I think that this is unfolding how Proudfoot wants it to a T. Or maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon. Proudfoot has got a lot of people nipping at his heels as world champion. He stands atop the mountain. Side effect could have Quantum dead to rights. 1, 2, but a kick out in the future, man. The CMV living legend brought to his feet. Proudfoot, we know what he wants here. Catapult, a big boot to the face. Looking to put Quantum down with his own maneuver. Adding salt to the wound, but Proudfoot's not done, guys. I think I was right. I think Proudfoot wants to use Quantum to send a message to the rest of the locker room. He could have so easily beaten him right there with that timestamp. But instead, he's putting the hurt on Quantum. 1, 2. Another side effect and still a kick out. Now Proudfoot's like, oh, maybe I made a mistake. And there it is. God's arrow right down the sights to the gullet. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, did Quantum just kick out of the God's arrow? Things are very quickly turning around on Chris Proudfoot here. The plan is beginning to crumble, and the world champion doing his best to stay on top of the future man who rolls to the outside, knowing his surroundings. Forearm smash from the apron. Back into the ring. Throws out a jab. Proudfoot catches it. Turns him around in the corner. Quantum's got the upper hand for the moment, and he knows that he's got to hit something big, something that could end this match. Proudfoot wants nothing to do with it, and that slap across the face. I do not know if that was a good idea. Quantum says, you can't see me, and a punch that would go right through the head of any normal man. Good God. Coming in hot as Quantum gets caught up in an Irish whip to the corner again. Turned around, not the place that he wants to be. Big old kick to the chest. And wait a minute. Proudfoot has tried everything. He tried beating Quantum with his own move. He tried putting him down with the God's arrow. None of it was enough. So now Proudfoot, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, Proudfoot goes coast to coast. And Quantum completely limp as Proudfoot is hardly able to stand. Choking Quantum out. Go for the pin. What are you doing? Kick to the midsection. This is what I'm talking about. You can never count Quantum out. What a punch. What a punch. 1, 2. It ain't no 24th punch, though. Not able to keep Quantum down. This is ridiculous. Chris Proudfoot, he came out here thinking that this match was going to go a whole different way. Another God's arrow. And come on, something's got to give. 1, 2, 3. Chris Proudfoot is victorious after an absolutely ridiculous showing. Quantum did not go down easy. Wanted to make a statement at the expense of the Future Man, and in the end he did. But it most definitely was no easy task. There's the first God's arrow. We thought it was over there. A coast to coast. I mean, good Lord. Is there anything Chris Proudfoot didn't hit in this match to try and beat Quantum? But as the first episode of Supremacy comes to an end, Proudfoot, with Braxton Sutter and Joey Diaz backing him up, stands tall. And one thing's for certain, after everything that unfolded tonight, Supremacy is going to be a war zone going forward. To put a lid on Sutter right now. Not the first time that Quantum and Sutter have crossed paths either. Part of that Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match at Battle Scars 5 to end last season. Kick to the jaw, Bob Luger. Oh! Wait a minute! Wait a minute. No. Don't know why that happened, but can't be so. They have it to the count of 20. The referee messed up there. They have it to the count of 20 to get back into the ring. An honest mistake by the referee, but these guys going to get back into the ring, and this one going to restart. Should not have happened. The referee at fault, but let's take it easy on him. He's a new ref, okay? He's no Murphy. He's no Poe. So let's take it easy on the guy. He didn't know the rules. He's being given a second chance. The match restarted. These guys back into the ring. Luger and Sutter going right back at it. And Luger taking Braxton Sutter immediately to Suplex City. Jeez Louise. Let's not forget that Sutter stands at 7 feet tall and 300 pounds. Luger just throwing him around the ring like a rag doll. Exactly. He's no picture of perfection when it comes to referees like Murphy, okay? This referee, whose name is Jackson, referee Jackson, just starting out this season. So we'll give him a pass this one time, but hopefully he learns the rules. Snake eyes off that top turnbuckle. Luger responds with an elbow to the side of the head. Taking him down via the arm. Ooh, and that seemed to really hurt Sutter. So Luger's going to go after it. See, that's how quickly Luger just adapts. As soon as he sees a sign of weakness, just on it, like a monkey on a cupcake. Look at how he beat Brad Miller last week. It was via that rolling armbar. So, and look at it, man. This is why I am a Bob Luger fan. Just expert execution in everything he does in that squared circle. Hammerlock scoop slam followed up with a... How's this? Oh, the shoulder breaker! Yay, yay, yay! That is a scary looking move. And neither man making a tag so far. Bob Luger, gotta be thankful to even have Quantum standing in his corner, though. I know I would be if I were in his shoes, going up to that top rope, but Luger is a headstrong man. Never one to ask for help. Oh, but he's not stupid either. Misses that second falling fish drop and nearly slides out of the ring as Sutter right back on it. Not missing a step as he drags Luger towards the center of the ring. Got to be the goal here if God's chosen to keep Bob Luger isolated, not let him tag out to Quantum. That match between Quantum and Chris Proudfoot last week in the main event of Supremacy, man, Chris Proudfoot had to do absolutely everything to keep Quantum down. He does not want to have to repeat that process. That's exactly why Quantum's out here, though. Bob Luger and Quantum have crossed paths themselves last season as a part of Unmatched. And not letting the past get in the way of the future. Let's see what I did there. Bob Luger, European uppercut, toppling the tower. Both Chris Proudfoot and Joey Diaz looking for tags. Neither able to do so, however. Now Sutter, he's right there. It looks like Luger's going to let him make the tag. Here comes Joey Diaz. Bob Luger looking to lure him to the outside, maybe. Or not. Just taking a quick breather. There we go. Let's hope that the ref doesn't make another mistake. Joey Diaz taking down Luger, and he is very excited about it.
2.
Count of 2. Bob Luger not in a place that he wants to be right now. Dragon suplex landing on his neck. Might as well be on concrete. Those pads, so thin. Really may as well not be there. Back into the ring at the count of 5. Thankfully, we won't have to find out if this ref has learned the rules or not. And just like Braxton Sutter, Joey Diaz is going to take a trip to Suplex City. Not 1, not 2, but 3 German suplexes. Won't find a better one out there in the wrestling world. Luger with a chicken wing crossface, mixing it up a little bit. I think he's grabbing Joey Diaz's beard. The hot commodity. Gotten a bit of hot water at the start of this season with Chris Proudfoot. But now is trying to dispel his sinful ways and return to the light of God. Chris Proudfoot stripped him of his half of the tag team titles because he was acting up. But now it seems he has fallen back in line as Bob Luger wails on him. 10 count. Straight punches to the forehead. Diaz in a lump falling to the canvas. Bob Luger has yet to even sniff Quantum's direction. Is he going to pull a Shea Hoxton from earlier tonight and refuse to make the tag? Like I said, Bob Luger is headstrong. He's never going to ask for help. Him against the world, his back against the wall. Really, he thrives in that type of situation. But needs to learn when to accept the hand of another. And here we go, hot tag. Just when he needs it most. The future man coming in. And a super kick is what he gets immediately. Quantum pulled up to his feet, has a clothesline waiting for Diaz, and a big old kick to the back as well. Quantum, hang on a minute, going old school with the package pile driver, to which Diaz responds, hot tagging Braxton Sutter. Out of instinct, he's like, nope, I'm dead. Sutter coming in, Quantum laying him to rest with a float over DDT. And there's the time stamp. You know, Quantum is still thinking about that loss last week. That's what's driving him right now. He is tearing apart God's chosen one by one. Proudfoot looking on in fear from the apron. He does not want any piece of that. Kicking the, excuse my language, shite out of Braxton Sutter, quite literally. Clotheslines him right out of the ring. And now just telling him, come on, boy. Was you napping? This ain't over yet. Joey Diaz coming in. Nobody's waiting for him though. Sutter, face smacked off the apron. There goes the big man into the ring. Quantum on his tail. And just kicks him right up the poop chute. Former unmatched world champion Quantum. He's got eyes for that undisputed title wrapped around Proudfoot's waist. A championship he spent the better part of 5 years chasing after. It's part of the first ever Ascendance. Opportunity after opportunity. That world championship always passing him by. Always another man to step into the limelight. Quantum says this season will be his. We all know he's the future man. He knows what comes next. Kicks, dude. Just having a ball. Letting loose. Braxton Sutter cannot keep up. Bicycle knee has the jaw hanging on by a thread, and another package pile driver. And much like Joey Diaz getting the hell out of there, here we go. The rematch from last week. Chris Proudfoot coming in right into a snap power slam. Vintage Quantum. Kick to the gut. Brain buster down onto the knee. Right into the pin. Shades of Braxton Sutter. One. God's chosen to be beaten with their own maneuver. No, not so fast. Joey Diaz keeping a close eye on his leader, the man of God. Current CMV undisputed world heavyweight champion. Off the ropes he goes. Nice knee. Slicing Quantum right down the bridge of the nose. Going after the arm now. Quantum taken down to one knee. Proudfoot leaving his midsection exposed. Quick to go after it with a trio of punches. Oh, Hadouken! To the heart of Chris Proudfoot. Double palm strike, and the champion just narrowly escaping that pin. Popping back up. They're going to take Quantum down from behind. They get another brainbuster down onto the knee. And into the corner he goes. Quantum looking for a timestamp, looking for a 24th punch. You never know. Only he knows. Kick to the gut, trying to keep Quantum off of him. Desperate to do so. What up, Hellish? Oh! Side effect! Side effect! Side effect by Proudfoot. One of the many maneuvers that Quantum felt the sting of last week. As I said before, it took everything that Proudfoot had to offer to keep Quantum down last week. Super kick to the knee. Oh, you can't see me. Indeed, the rate at which Quantum is moving, it's hard to see him coming. Up on the shoulders, Braxton Sutter's massive fucking frame is in the way. I can't see. They need to move from in front of him. Hard to tell what's happening. How big this guy is. This is indeed the main event, Hellish. You've missed, well, everything. Crossfire was earlier as well, so make sure you check that out. Had a cheeky double today. Bob Luger tasked with finding himself two partners to take on God's Chosen. Unable to do so, but Quantum coming to his aid. Members game of God's Chosen, though, still taking its toll. Snapping the knee off to the side. And Chris Proudfoot hucking Quantum back into the ring. And there's the hot tag that Bob Luger's had himself a good enough time to recuperate. Slings himself at Proudfoot. See, Proudfoot wants the rematch with Bob Luger. When challenged by Jaquan Shea on Twitter, Chris Proudfoot said, "I got to worry about Bob Luger right now." Say what you will about Proudfoot, but he's willing to put his championship on the line against Bob Luger. Twice Luger has beaten him in recent months, and that's something that's like a thorn in the side of Proudfoot. He hates that Luger's gotten the better of him twice, and he wants to prove that he's world champion for a reason. Whether or not Mr. Slate will give Luger that match, I don't know. But at least right now, Luger is coming to get him some, baby. Luger landing. Will it be a third time that Luger pins the champ? 1, 2. No. Proudfoot says not tonight. And only through the power of God he rises again. Right into an Irish whip. Yeah, he didn't defend the championship on Crossfire, so he's still champion. Wait a minute, what is Luger doing here? I have never seen him do that before. Going to the top rope, looking to rip Proudfoot's arm clean off. Grabbing Proudfoot by the sides of the head, jawbreaker, sends him stumbling backwards, and that's all the room Proudfoot needs. Neckbreaker, but Luger bouncing right back up. Not one to stay down for very long. Hammerlock, elbow from Proudfoot. Out of the corner he comes. Irish whip to the far side of the ring. Oh, we've seen this many a time from Chris Proudfoot. Setting Luger up, saying what up to Quantum. Can't get involved unless he risks a disqualification. This matchup's already been restarted once. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Chris Proudfoot goes coast to coast, and that's how he defeated Quantum last week. But not enough for Bob Luger. Proudfoot knows God's arrow from the quiver. 1, 2, but Bob Luger, as he does, digging down deep. And even if he wasn't able to kick out on his own, Quantum was quick in the ring, ready to break it up at a moment's notice. Bob Luger taking Proudfoot for a ride. The Coney Island Cyclone runs into the pin. Desperate to get this one over with. He knows the longer it goes, the worse his chances are. Quantum keeping Joey Diaz from interfering. That numbers game is looming. Bicycle lariat that Bob Luger attempted there. What a punch. That just cleaned Luger's clock. Knocked him silly. Snake eyes, Proudfoot. Not looking too hot right now, Bob Luger. Taking a shot to the ribs. Chris Proudfoot close. Another God's arrow out of nowhere. 1, 2. But Luger again. Can Chris Proudfoot beat Bob Luger? That's the question, really, isn't it? Is it possible for Chris Proudfoot to defeat Bob Luger, even in a tag team match, where he's got the advantage? 2 on 3. Clothesline, calf kick combination coming together neatly. Side effect deployed. hooks the leg, saying, please, God, let that be enough. But Quantum this time is the factor. Crowd put hands on his head. He's beginning to wonder. He's got to pray to God. He's got to do something. Luger taking the arm, forearm smash, busting him open. Blood trickling from the work ethic Titan now. Turns him around in the corner, perhaps again looking for the coast to coast. Puts him in the tree of woe. Oh, no. Wait a minute. He is going for the coast to coast. Watch out, Braxton Sutter. Give the man some room to work. Bob Luger trying desperately to unhook himself. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Chris Proudfoot again goes coast to coast. Double boots to the head. And Luger is out as the fans chant, this is awesome. Hooking the leg. 1, 2, 3. Chris Proudfoot finally pinned Bob Luger. Although there's going to be a big old asterisk next to this one. Bob Luger tasked with finding himself 2 tag team partners to take on God's chosen. Nobody willing to step up besides Quantum, though, and the 2 fought. They gave it their all, but the numbers game in the end always wins. God's chosen coming out on top. Ooh, a nice replay there. Chris Proudfoot proving tonight that he can defeat Bob Luger. But can he do it one-on-one? And will he even have the chance to do it? That's all up to Mr. Slate. But for now, once again, the show closes with God's chosen standing tall. Subject go come. And here we go, coming up next in our co-main event on Supremacy episode 20, guys. It is going to be a war. I can already feel it. Subject Zero and Bram Miller, who won't be alone. You know, Mr. Slate and Tailcoat Val won't be far. Taking on Quantum and Bob Luger. Many questions heading into this match. The biggest of all has to be what kind of condition are Quantum and Bob Luger in, especially Bob Luger after Tailcoat Val had that steel chair driven into Luger's neck, damaging his larynx. But Bob Luger's still here, ready to fight, just as he will be next week on the go-home edition of Supremacy, agreeing to Mr. Slate's terms. Luger wants more than anything that shot at Chris Proudfoot, a shot at the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. Slate said, hey, if you can survive this tag team match tonight, you'll go one-on-one inside of a steel cage next week against Bram Miller. And if you truly have God's blessing and you make it out of that one, I will give you your match at Point Break. And the only man that Luger has to help him on this treacherous climb to the top is the future man Quantum, the only man who stepped up to help Bob Luger last week. Luger was tasked with finding 2 partners to take on God's Chosen in a 6-man tag team match, but nobody else showed up, only Quantum. And even though it ended up being 2v3, still Quantum and Luger gave a hell of a fight to Chris Proudfoot and his soldiers before the numbers game caught up to them in the end, and Chris Proudfoot pinned Bob Luger, and it was then afterwards Tailcoat Val and all of her toys descended upon the ring and committed that act of straight up disgusting attack on Bob Luger, trying to permanently eliminate him, but it's proving to not be so easy. Luger's still standing after all these weeks. Mr. Slate again and again has tried to make sure he does not make it to that World Championship match. And as stated by Mr. Slate before the show started, this match is now elimination rules, meaning both members of one team either have to be eliminated by pinfall or submission for the match to come to an end. Rain Chop has Quantum down, Sub-Zero. Hurling the Future Man into the ropes. I think Quantum has gotten himself in a little bit over his head. It's understandable why nobody else opted to come to Luger's aid. Hang on, Tailcoat Val and Mr. Slate splitting up. What is this? I do not like the look of this. Nowhere for Quantum to go. They're blocking him off. This may be a fight, guys, that Bob Luger just cannot win. But just like Luger, Quantum not the kind of guy to back down. And Sugar and Ralph are certainly fans. Look at Mr. Slate celebrate. He loves it. Quantum wanting to get involved. Mr. Slate says, all right. I'll show you why that was not the smart move. Rolling cacao kick, unsuccessful by Sub-Zero, as we're at a count of 6 by referee Johnson. Back into the ring we go. Tailcoat Val and Mr. Slate returning to their home corner. Every single week, man, the numbers game, it seems to grow against Bob Luger. And any normal man in his position, I'm not ashamed to say I would. Just submit. Just realize that there's no hope. Bob Luger refuses to do so. The word die, not in his vocabulary. Doesn't know how to spell quit. Oh, referee Johnson taking his bump. Earning that paycheck. As Quantum going to reverse Sub-Zero in the corner, throwing out some kicks to the chest. One after the other, and down goes the brick wall. Tailcoat Val's prized toy. One of the many in her arsenal. It seems as though Quantum is trying to take the lead in this match, not try to get Luger so involved with his throat injury and that steel cage match next week looming. If Bob Luger does at all make it to Point Break in the World Championship match with Chris Proudfoot, I shiver to think and what kind of condition it will be. Oh man, 300 pounds from Brett's rope coming down onto Quantum's chest and midsection, squashing him like a bug off a windshield, and now again just with ease chucking him through the air. Quantum back body drops though. Seems like he's got something. Sub-Zero Hadouken! The double open palm strike to the heart, dragging Sub-Zero all the way across the ring. Gonna make the pin. Could be harder for Brad Miller to break it up. Sub-Zero gonna be headed to the back, but seemingly not just yet. I don't know if Quantum, Bob Luger, or for that matter, anybody else has ever faced an adversary the likes of Sub-Zero. Leg drop, Bulldog Quantum, the CMV veteran with the wherewithal, knowing where he is, rolls out of the ring so that he can't be pinned or submitted. But again, here comes Tailcoat Val, here comes Mr. Slate to cut off the exits. All the weight down onto the neck of Quantum. Mr. Slate and Tailcoat Val getting closer, but making sure not to actually get involved and risk Zero getting disqualified. Dropkick by Luger, finally in off the tag. Quantum earning a much-deserved rest. I hate to say it, but this one might rest on the shoulders of Bob Luger, and given the current injuries he's inflicted with. Oh, wait a minute, though! Luger! Coney Island Cyclone! By the work ethic Titan. There's a reason he's got that nickname, baby. It don't mean nothing. It means something. Nobody has a higher work rate than Bob Luger and CMV, and look how Sub-Zero just gets right back up after kicking out. Holding him up in the schoolboy. An unmatched strength as he hurls him overhead. Punch to the pec by Luger, kick to the midsection. Could be going for the Luger landing. No, says Sub-Zero. I love Mr. Slate celebrating in this match. Every single time a big hit gets landed on either Quantum or Luger, he just marks out. Tailcoat Val always taking her notes, always giving instruction. Gut wrench suplex is being handed out freely by Zero here. This fight goes to the ringside area. Turn it into a fist fight. Mr. Slate gonna get a closer look. I don't know if it's smart for him to get near Bob Luger, though. Might be a closed fist to the jaw waiting for him. Drop kick by Zero, gets sidestepped, overhand punch. Charges right into a forearm smash. Now a chest bump, forearm smash again. Back into the ring. Luger knows he has to keep this containment in the ring if he has any sort of chance of winning. And here's the hot tag to Bram Miller now. The right hand of the right hand. He was unsuccessful in defeating Bob Luger one-on-one a few weeks ago. He'll have this chance to make up for it, though, next week inside of the steel cage. That's if Bob Luger can make it to next week. Bram Miller immediately greeted with a trip to Suplex City. 3 Germans in a row. And now Mr. Slate has changed his demeanor, seemingly saying a prayer. Luger, this is risky. And look at this, tailcoat out and Mr. Slate distracting Luger, allowing Zero to take back control with a T-bone suplex on the outside. Luger from the apron, tripping up the brick wall. Hang on a minute! Hang on a minute! What the hell? Tailcoat Val just attacked Luger, guys, and that means that Tailcoat Val has been ejected. Not only that, I believe Bram Miller has been eliminated by disqualification, if I'm not wrong. Is it true, or did Val just get... Hang on a minute. No, I guess Tailcoat Val just got ejected. And come on now. How does that not result in disqualification? Bram Miller should be disqualified. I'm sure Mr. Slate had words with our referee here. That was a blatant disqualification. Tailcoat Val sent to the back, but it's not good enough. This is revolting. Disgusting. Powerbomb by Bram. 1, 2, 3. Quantum's eliminated. And now Luger's on his own again. 1 versus the world. Bram Miller with a torture rack. Shades of Bob Luger's own father. The one and only Lex Luger. Insult to injury, but Luger's not having any of it. Tailcoat Val's been ejected. Quantum has been eliminated. Luger from the top rope, targeting that arm. Remember how he defeated Bram Miller a couple weeks ago? It was via that cross arm bar, made him tap. Quantum reluctantly makes his way to the back. He has no choice. Somehow you knew this was all going to happen. Referee's in on it. Arm smash gets caught. Bram Miller being kept at bay for the moment. Just tosses himself into the arms, though, of Miller, who hits it with that single knee backbreaker and just takes a second to bask in his own glory. What does Luger do now, guys? It's 1v2. Mr. Slate's still at ringside. Looking around, even Luger, a man of his integrity, has to realize the position he finds himself in. Has to realize the chances of him coming out with the upper hand in this one are slim to none. Mr. Slate taunting him. Standing mere inches away from Luger. You know how badly Luger wants to rip his head off, but he can't. Count of 6, Luger's taking Bram Miller all the way around the ringside area, a full loop of the ring. difficult. 20 to get back into the ring. 9. Thrown right into Mr. Slate at his feet. And if that isn't symbolic, I don't know what is. Bob Luger drained. Nothing left to give. Beaten, battered, bruised, and bloody. Laying at Slate's feet. 14, Slate. Arm wrench has Bram down. And here's Slate now, putting his hands on Luger. Should be another ejection. Should be another disqualification. But of course it isn't. 17, these guys got to get back into the ring. Luger thrown into the far corner. 19. And a tombstone pile driver. Bram Miller knows that if he gets eliminated, it doesn't matter because Subject Zero will still be in the match. A double count out, Subject Zero on Bram Miller with the win. And not only that, but Bob Luger laid out at ringside after a tombstone pile driver, pretty much down out of the cement. We know those pads offer little to no protection. Mr. Slate again has his way. And can Bob Luger physically make it to the steel cage match next week? Can he make it to Point Break? At this point, I don't think so, guys. And into our tertiary main event we go, my fine feathered friends. Last man standing, but might be better called last monster standing. Subject Zero versus Quantum. And indeed, it is last man standing, meaning no countouts, no disqualifications, no pinfalls, no submissions. The only rule is you have to incapacitate your opponent until they cannot respond to the referee's count of 10. In this match coming our way as Mr. Slate tasked Tailcoat Val and Subject Zero with eliminating Quantum because he dared to step up and help Bob Luger a few weeks ago. We all know it's been Mr. Slate's mission in life since the season began to ensure that Bob Luger never gets the World Championship and that his career ended sooner rather than later. Mr. Slate, understandably thought there would be nobody to come to Bob Luger's aid when he tasked Bob Luger with finding 2 partners to take on God's Chosen in a 6-man tag team match earlier in the month. Bob Luger's done a lot of shady stuff in his career here in CMV. He's done a lot of things that he may never be forgiven for. Quantum was the only man to rise up and stand side by side with Bob Luger, and that made Mr. Slate furious. And so, Quantum feels the wrath of Slate and of Tailcoat Val here tonight in the form of Subject Zero, last man standing. But Quantum's never been a guy to get in line, He loves challenging authority, and especially if it's Slate. We know that Slate and Quantum have a very, very long history of one another. People who've been around for many years here in CMB will remember the Hell in a Cell match that the two had, where if Slate lost, he'd have to shave his head, and well, Slate did lose. It was quite a sight to see indeed. I don't think Mr. Slate ever really got over that. Subject Zero chunking Quantum across the ring, almost clean into the corner. Now we get a hammerlock suplex. Subject Zero coming off that loss to Shea Hoxton earlier this week on Supremacy, and I think even more than usual aggressive as he goes after Quantum. We get our first count from the referee up to 4, and now 5, 6. Will this be a quick night of work for Subject Zero? No. It's been a good night so far for the alliance between Mr. Slate and Tailcoat Val. At the top of the show, Brothers Justice capturing the undisputed World Tag Team Championship. Of course, not too long ago, that screw job we witnessed as Jay Hoxton retained the International Championship. Tailcoat Val getting involved. A lot of questions I have about that decision. Subject Zero again going to try to win this match up to a count of 7 this time. 8. Very close. Quantum getting up there. But now he charges Zero. DDT to take the beast down the brick wall. The prime puppet of Tailcoat Val. Kick to the back of the knee. Oh, and a beautiful disaster kick by Quantum. Still not done. No, it's going to take a lot more than that to keep someone like Subject Zero down. Murphy taking his second bump of the night. Like I said, earning that paycheck. I don't even know why the hell he's still out here. I don't want to implicate Murphy, but given his past, you can't really help to. Just to be safe, he should have been sent to the back. Another referee put in his place. Now it's Quantum who's going to try to win this match. Count of 3. 4 now. Quantum having some fun. I think Quantum, more than a desire to help Bob Luger, really just wanted to get under Mr. Slate's skin, and he did. 8. Count of 8, Zero's up. And these two beefy boys gonna resume. Oh, body block, dude. All that weight just ramming into you. Can't be any fun. And the corner boot to the side of the head. Quantum. Oh, the former unmatched world champion. After years and years and years, finally accomplished his goal to become world champion while unmatched. Made his return to this side of CMV. At Ascendance, hitting his brother Paul Devine against the Ballers Club. And now Quantum has his sights set on winning that world title. He was never able to. And Quantum also, in helping Bob Luger, wanted to get back at Chris Proudfoot, but God's chosen us constantly this past month. Come out on top. Yeah, break though. Things didn't start out so well for them. We'll see how things go for Chris Proudfoot in the main event against Bob Luger. Ooh. Juking and jiving, dropping the leg right there. Quantum sends out a kick to the gut, caught by Subject Zero, planted the clothesline, rolls to the outside, guys. And it is technically falls, count anyone in the last minute. So there's no fall, but the referee can count you out anywhere. Quantum's quick to get back in the ring, though. Subject again with ease, throwing him off to the side. And Quantum's not a small guy. I mean, these two are almost the same exact size, height and body mass wise. Quantum again. Gonna see if he's got this one in the bag. 4, 5, 6. Oh, starting to get up. Referee Murphy stops his count, begins it again, but Quantum says, not just yet. Spinning soul kick. Oh, and there's the leg drop bulldog. We've seen that before from Subject Zero. The massive freaking thighs of his, crushing his opponent's heads. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But Quantum refuses to stay down. I bet you Mr. Slate is watching this from the back right now, furious. Not a night has gone by this past month, though, where Mr. Slate wasn't just in an absolutely foul mood. Things have not gone to plan for the illustrious general manager of Supremacy. Tailcoat Val assures him everything will come together here tonight at Point Break, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, Subject Zero with a couple of seconds to spare. shooting back up to his feet. Oh, I don't like the looks of this. In the corner, Quantum fights out. Goes for that lariat again, but tripped up into a nasty STO. 3, 4. Murphy quick with the count. 5, 6. Very quick with the count. 7, 8. Man, oh man, neither one of these guys will stay down. Into the corner, Quantum goes. Subject Zero obviously wants something here in the corner. Quantum trying to hang on. Oh, but unceremoniously plummets down to the canvas with that alley-oop. Oh, and there's a bicycle kick. Very reminiscent of the timestamp. That patented bicycle kick of Quantum's. Form smash though. Floats over. DDT busting Subject Zero open. Quantum riding that high now. Counters the Irish whip. Turning him around. Subject Zero gets up on that top rope. Man, I shiver to think what will come next. Ooh, nice backstabber. Quantum fixing his pantaloons as referee Murphy begins another count. 3, 4, 5, 6. Quantum having some fun. 7, 8. Every time at 8. Subject Zero as if he's playing with Quantum. Oh, the Hadouken! Oh, but it gets blocked. Subject Zero gets an elbow to the side of the head. Cutter rejected. Taken by the hair. And slammed face first on that top turnbuckle. Knee to the gut. I think Subject Zero, each and every time Quantum gets up, just getting angrier and angrier. Swinging him out, down into a face buster. Quantum immediately starts to get back up. It's going to take everything from Zero to keep the Future Man down. Oh, these knees. I mean, just look at the size of Subject Zero. Every single move he hits. Monstrous. Quantum rolls to the outside. Zero says, you want to fight out here? I'm game. Anywhere is eligible. And there's a regular leg drop. Across the chest. Subject Zero's got some educated feet, man. You wouldn't necessarily think, watching Subject Zero, that he could do any more than throw his opponents around, but you would be wrong. They put those educated feet to good use. Now back in the ring he goes, holding his head. Begins his count at ringside. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Deny, deny, deny. Quantum rushes back into the Lion's Den. Gets thrown right to the turnbuckles. Using Subject Zero's own momentum against him, though. Not able to evade that elbow. Drop kick sidestepped. Helps him up to his feet. Clothesline. Clothesline again. Vintage Quantum with the snap power slam. He ain't finished, though. Big Irish whip to the outside. Have a nice trip. CNX fall 0. Quantum collecting himself. Punch to the pec by Zero. Tries to go for a barrel roll. Quantum scoop slam on the outside and that lower back. Kind of like a bug off a windshield when you're driving down the highway. Just splat. Now Quantum has his turn in the ring looking down. 4, Is it just me, or does Murphy's count seem slower when it's subject 0? 7, 8, 8 guys, 9, I think he's got it. 10, Quantum did it. Finally finding a way to keep 0 down, getting the 10 count. Quantum. Oh, and I wish I could see the look on Mr. Slate's face right now. Quantum, against the odds, is the last man standing here at Point Break. Score 1 for the good guys. Now we wait to see if Mr. Slate's night will only get worse in the main event. But for Quantum, that had to feel oh so good. And speaking of getting back up again, Quantum at Point Break, able to overcome Subject 0 in the last man standing match, much to the chagrin of Mr. Slate and Tailcoat Val. But Mr. Slate is intent on Quantum being taken out of the equation now that Bob Luger has been shelved after all of his injuries caught up to him, failing to capture the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship against Chris Proudfoot in the main event of Point Break. So Quantum's not getting a chance to sit back and, kick his feet up after a hard-fought win. Bloody Justice, one half of the brand new Undisputed World Tag Team Champions, coming his way here tonight. Still to come, going to see Brett Curtis in action as he goes one-on-one with Ashley Amell, preparing for the King of the Ring tournament at Cause and Effect in our main event. Not going to want to miss it. Subject 0 versus Chris Proudfoot. Proudfoot going to be in unusual territories. He's not going to have anybody backing him up. God's chosen both taken to the doctor here in the arena, but they may have to be. I don't know if we have the proper equipment to help them out. They may have to take a trip to the local hospital. But this match gets underway now. Bloody Justice throwing Quantum out onto the apron and wasting no time. Are you kidding me? Driver off the apron. Wait, is there something in the air tonight? Has someone poisoned the water? What is going on? It looks like the barricade's been rebuilt. Put that back together. Only Quantum can take a pile driver off the apron down onto the outside of the ring and get back up. Bloody Justice. I noted this a couple of times these last few weeks. It's just gotten more and more vicious with every passing week. And I think that has something to do with his association with Tailcoat Val. Justice was already a deranged individual before Val came along. But now this unholy alliance rules supremacy with Mr. Slate at the forefront. Justice has become a whole new type of monster, leading him to his third tag team championship reign. He and Jared Leon, his brother-in-law, dethroning God's chosen at Point Break. And classic Bloody Justice tombstone pile driver. Following it up with a pinpoint knee drop. Justice, what did he just do? What did he just do? I think he just put something on his glove, and now he's trying to shove his hand down Quantum's throat, but the Future Man desperately fights him off and succeeds. Quick to blast back with a package pile driver.
Hang on a minute. Wait, that's Jared Leon's music. That's the other half of the World Tag Team Champions, but where is he? Jared Leon's music going off, but he's nowhere to be found. Quantum getting pranked there. And the time wasted, Bloody Justice back to his feet. And the mind games, the numbers game, catching up to Quantum. Oh, Sisters Joy, 1, 2. Quantum somehow kicking out, but then again, this is the man that survived the last man standing match opposite Subject Zero at Point Break. Of course, that was no easy task. Quantum tying up Bloody Justice in a knot again, a second package pile driver. Stiff kick to the lower back. Now a pin. 1. I was wondering why Jared Leon wasn't out here at ringside for Bloody Justice. Now I think I understand. He's in the production truck. Making Quantum think twice. You know, with Bob Luger on the shelf, with Andrew Briggs being taken out at the top of the show, Quantum truly has nobody to back him up. Oh, wait a minute! 360 tombstone pile driver. That one had a bit of oof behind it. A little bit of razzle dazzle. Grabbing Quantum by the ears as he lifts him up and slams him back down. These forearm smashes, one after the other, back to back, off the ropes. Clothesline and take Quantum off his feet. It seems like this episode of Supremacy is being used like a cleansing. Every enemy of Mr. Slate being systematically taken out. Will Quantum be the next Hadouken to the heart of Bloody Justice? 1, 2. He's already tried to fight off the numbers game. But Bloody Justice, oh man! Even he can't survive a 24th punch. 1, 2, or maybe he can. How many men can say they've survived a 24th punch by Quantum? Catches the kick, swinging Quantum around and dropping him right down out of the knee for that gut buster. There's the sickle. Shoots the half. Hastily into the pin. Bloody Justice making sure to hook the leg. 1, 2. Doesn't want to give Mr. Slate or Tailcoat Val the satisfaction, but man, look at how quickly Bloody Justice sucking Quantum in. And furious now. Is one half of the World Tag Team Champions after hitting a second Sister's Joy. Quantum starting to get up. Bloody Justice saying, here, let me help you. Not out of the kindness of his heart, though. Forearm smash, and again, Quantum hoping for refuge in the corner. He's not going to get it, though. Running bulldogs in the middle of the ring. Full mount. Justice is losing it. Clean elbows getting through to the forehead of Quantum. Hammering at the shoulder, scratching and clawing any exposed bit. Fair game, another sickle. Oh! Well, at least Quantum won't have to be going to the chiropractor anytime soon. Bloody Justice making sure of that. Straight punch to the throat, grabs the hair. Justice really is like a rabid animal when you have him backed into a corner. When he becomes desperate, he'll do anything and everything to get himself out of that corner. Luthez press, Quantum, they can say the same thing about him. He's a fighter until the very end, another 24th punch. Bloody Justice running right into it. Quantum using his momentum against him. 1, 2, 3, and Quantum survives. Yet another obstacle thrown at him by Mr. Slate. The Future Man racking him up and knocking him down. But with each and every single match, you could tell that a chunk of him is taken out. Sub-Zero battered him at Point Break. Bloody Justice and Jared Leon making sure to take another piece with them here tonight. But Quantum is still standing. How much longer will we be able to say that, though? Against the odds, Quantum overcomes. Well, that's more than we can say for anyone else who's gotten on the bad side of Mr. Slate and Tailcoat Val. And I can almost feel the anger from Mr. Slate in his office out here in the arena. If I were Quantum, I'd be very, very careful. Digging himself a bigger grave as the weeks go on. Yo, what is up, guys? Dashing here for Community Universe Mode, episode 669, and edition number 23 of Supremacy, as we get right into the action handicap match to kick things off. An action-packed show, as always, and one that I have been very much looking forward to. Probably not as much as Quantum has been looking forward to this handicap match. Chance to get his hands on both Jared Leon and Bloody Justice, the current unified World Tag Team Champions, with the Future Man having his back against the wall. Did you see how that punch had no effect on Leon? If we could see Quantum's jaw, it probably would have been dropped. There's a bicycle knee that equally doesn't do much to topple Jared Leon, who makes his way over to the corner, tagging in Bloody Justice. They've got that advantage. Quantum has nobody to fall back on here tonight, but he actually wanted this match. Remember, last episode of Supremacy, Jared Leon watching from the apron as Bloody Justice going to try and shove his fist down Quantum's throat. Quantum doesn't swing that way, though, able to escape. As I was saying last week, Bloody Justice and Quantum going one-on-one. It was Jared Leon who attempted to get involved, doing the bidding of General Manager Mr. Slate, attempting to finally eliminate Quantum from the equation once and for all, but Quantum overcame the odds and was able to defeat Bloody Justice. Will the numbers game catch up to him here tonight, though? Certainly not backing down. A float over DDT. Mr. Slate's influence going to be very apparent here on tonight's show. Later on, International Champion Shay Hoxton and Sub-Zero taking on Jaquan Shea and World Champion Chris Proudfoot. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. Jaquan Shea and Chris Proudfoot on the same team. Mr. Slate giving Proudfoot a bit of a lifeline, but not one that I think he wants. Tag back in to Jared Leon, counters the Irish Whip. And our main event gonna be a doozy. Bram Miller and Jason Spade, no holds barred. The Unified World Tag Team Champions gonna work in tandem here. Whoa! Bloody Justice with a rare springboard, senton out of the powerbomb position that Jared Leon had Quantum in. Frequent tags by the champions. Expertly utilizing the superior numbers, choking Quantum out, headbutt, and some more coming through. Now you gotta respect the cojones on Quantum to even come out here, let alone request this match. But like I said, Quantum doesn't really appreciate Mr. Slate trying to take him out permanently. It was Quantum who defeated Subject Zero in that last man standing match at Point Break, an outcome that didn't really make Mr. Slate very happy. And so now the Unified World Tag Team Champions have been tasked with taking Quantum down. Beautiful sky-high spine buster, Bloody Justice. Looking for some revenge for what happened last week. Another sit-out Uranagi. Doesn't seem like justice is done, though. Oh, watch out, referee Johnson taking his first spill tonight. Hopefully it's the last. You'd never like to see a ref get hurt. Quick thinking by Bloody Justice. Oh, no, here we go again. That glove right down the throat of Quantum. Trying to suffocate the future man, but the 5-time tag team champion fires back with a Hadouken double palm strike right to the heart. But does Bloody Justice even have a heart? Getting right back up after kicking out of the pin. Pop-up headbutt. Guys, Bloody Justice has that sinister look in his eyes. I think things are about to go from bad to worse for Quantum. Bloody Justice fixing to put Quantum away. Irish whip. Not a place Quantum wants to be. He's got to escape the corner. Again. Some teamwork, running power slam, and a falling headbutt from the high rent district. The tag team champions working like a well-oiled machine here. But of course they have the advantage right off the bat. Quantum throwing them haymakers. Taking Jared Leon down finally. Jared Leon, I should say. And Quantum with the brain buster down onto the knee. Quickly into the cover, hooking the leg. Doesn't even get a 1 count as he looks out to the sea of fans. Now, you don't see it all too often, but Quantum seems a bit worried here. Has he painted himself into a corner? Sleeper hold by Jared Leon. Quantum's got to find a way out of this one. And he does, able to roll up onto his knees and throw Leon overhead. The quicker Quantum can end this match, the better. Because the longer it goes on, the more it will benefit the tag team champions. The package pile driver, Vintage Quantum, again. The ref's hand unable to meet the canvas for even the count of 1. A second Hadouken. This time to Jared Leon. That gets a 2 count, but the 3 continues to elude Quantum. Leon face to face with one of the all-time greats, Mr. Slate, slowly but surely eliminating his enemies over these past couple months. With Quantum be the next man on the shelf. Not if he has anything to say about it. Clothesline by Leon, and a stomp to the chest just for good measure. What is this? Jesus! Jared Leon had Quantum completely off his feet. Whoa! Jumping cutter by Quantum into a Dragon Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper by Quantum, attempting to choke out the monster. Snapmare by Leon. Both men attempting to choke out the other. Neither finding much success. Back body drop. Quantum takes a spill to the outside. Have a nice trip and see you next fall. This may be Quantum's only ally in the match. Is a count out or a disqualification. But Quantum ain't gonna go down like that. He's a fighting man. Nice reversal by Jared Leon out of the vertical suplex. I still can't believe Leon got Quantum off his feet with that choke. Wait a minute, time stamp out of nowhere. 1, 2, oh, but if Jared Leon hadn't have kicked out, Bloody Justice would have made the save anyway. Quantum needs to find a way to outsmart the tag team champions. Jared Leon hot tagging Bloody Justice. Clothesline from the Maniacal. Bloody Justice, who has become only more diabolical over these last few weeks. Ever since aligning himself with Telco Val. Nice reversal by Quantum, and with Jared Leon down on the outside, this could be Quantum's only chance. 1 off the STO, just a 1 count. Bloody Justice coming up on his 6. Looking to throw out another Hadouken. Bloody Justice with the Tombstone Pile Driver. A move that has become synonymous with Bloody Justice. There's the Hadouken. If Bloody Justice does have a heart, it may have just exploded within his chest, but a 2 count only. Quantum continuing to question if there's a way he can win this match. Vertical suplex by BJ. Looking for the sickle, but Quantum knows Bloody Justice too well. He was able to overcome the numbers game last week, but it is proving to be easier said than done here tonight to kick off Supremacy episode 23. Nobody to fall back on. No one watching his back. Mr. Slate trying to get rid of Quantum here tonight once and for all. Went for the 24th punch. Bloody Justice sidestep, and there it is again. Bloody Justice shoving his hand down Quantum's throat, attempting to maybe rip his lungs out of his chest. Continuing to fight as he always does, though. If Quantum's going down tonight, he's going to bring the tag team champions with him. Brainbuster down out of the knee. Going way back in time for that one. 1. How many times has Quantum put his hands on his head? Time stamp. 1, 2, no! Looking over at Jared Leon. Oh, the 24th punch! The 24th punch! Never take your eyes off Quantum! Uno, dos, tres! Quantum did it! Quantum! With the deck thoroughly stacked against him tonight again! Overcome! The Unified World Tag Team Champs. 2 for 2 against the Future Man. And you got to imagine Mr. Slate backstage right now in no sort of good mood after watching that. The timestamp didn't work, so Quantum said, here, let me try this real quick. 24th punch for you. But the real question is, how long can Quantum keep this up, guys? Mr. Slate has an army. Quantum is only one man. At least for tonight, Quantum has survived. laying out the Justice family. Leon getting the hell out of there. The clock may be ticking for Quantum. And coming up next, my fine, we know that later on in our main event will be Bloody Justice going with Bob Luger. But first, we've got the other half of their respective teams, Leon and Quantum, to clash. Now, like I said earlier, not been going so well for the Unified World Tag Team Champions put up against either Quantum or Luger. I mean, just last episode, Quantum defeated the Unified World Tag Champions by himself in cat match. It was afterwards that the champions started to use their numbers advantage to beat Quantum. Luger, of all people, coming in to save the day, and now that match has been confirmed for cause and effect. Bloody Justice and Jared Leon versus Quantum and Bob Luger, not for the championships, although Quantum and Luger have made it clear they would like the match to be for the gold. Mr. Slate not so inclined to make that official. But if you ask me, they have more than earned it. Tonight is really do or die for both Justice and Leon. They've got to start making some headway in this war, because if things keep up, they ain't going to end well. And well, there you see at ringside Joy Justice, the wife of Jared Leon, sister of Bloody Justice, getting involved now, and that's going to allow Leon to capitalize. Big boot to the chest of the Future Man. Mr. Slate making this match so that hopefully neither man will interfere in the main event later on tonight. Hopefully we get a clean match between Bloody Justice and Bob Luger. I mean, that's a big match for Bloody Justice against someone the caliber of Bob Luger. If he's victorious in that one, we've seen Bloody Justice before pull out those big upset dubs. Knee to the chest doesn't even faze Jared Leon. We've talked multiple times over these last couple of months how much more fierce the former NGW Tag Team Champion has become since aligning with Tailco Val. It's almost as if she's made him just that much more indestructible, and believe me, he was already a tough man to put down beforehand, as we saw last season on NGW. Stiff kick to the lower back. Cause and effect is going to be a hell of a show, guys. The King of the Ring tournament, that massive triple threat tag team main event. Quantum tries for a pin, but only able to get a 1 count. Leon already back up to his feet. Looks like Quantum's going to try to throw out a Hadouken, but cutting him off and putting him down into a pin. Gets a 0 count. This war between Mr. Slate, Tailco Val and their forces, Bob Luger, getting worse and worse with each passing week timestamp. Only able to sniff out a 2 count, and you saw Joy Justice getting up onto the apron, worried about her husband, but she should be worried now after the 24th punch. 1, 2. And Leon must have a jaw of steel. You see, Quantum can hardly believe it, but he's able to see into the future, so he shouldn't be that surprised. And now look at Leon shoving his hand right down the gullet of Quantum. That mandible claw trying to choke out the Future Man. 1, 2. Now, Bob Luger thought that he was in this battle alone, but Quantum, perhaps one of the most least likely candidates. Are you kidding me? Jared Leon with both hands trying to suffocate Quantum, taking him off his feet, guys, and Quantum's not a small guy. I mean, these two are very similarly built, but he just held Quantum up like a freaking rag doll. Brainbuster down on the knee. That is just classic Quantum. That's what I'm talking about, man. You would never see the Jared Leon of old doing something like that. Now, believe me, he was always a powerful guy, but once Tailco Val got her hands on him, just morphed into this ungodly creature. Hardly human anymore. Quantum's never been a guy to just stand off to the side and let things unfold. Has a real sense of justice, and he saw that Bob Luger was in need of help. Nobody would come to stand by his side, but Quantum did. I mean, he has his own personal beefs with Xander Slake throughout the years here in CMV, but while Bob, big boot out of the ring. Now that's a tumble to take for Quantum. Bob Luger pays his debts, and he saw that it was now Quantum who needed help, who needed a hand to be extended to him. Luger was there, another mandible claw, guys. Jared Leon doing all that he can to take out Quantum once and for all. But look as Quantum fights, always fighting. Until the very end, another kick to the midsection. Quantum going way back with the package pile driver. Joy Justice can do nothing but watch. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Leon sitting up, looking over at Joy, emotionless. Tries to go for another time stamp, maybe. Able to counter the back suplex using his weight to collapse down on top of Leon. 24th punch numero dos. And there ain't no way in hell. 1, 2, 3. Quantum does it again. Overcoming the odds. This man is done messing around. The Unified World Tag Team Champions. They were given a mission by Mr. Slate, and that was to end Quantum once and for all. But that is proving to be easier said than done. Week after week, Quantum has gotten the better of them, and now he's got Bob Luger backing him up. We'll see what happens later on in our main event between Bloody Justice and Bob Luger, guys. But if I'm Mr. Slate, if I'm Tailco Val, I'm wondering, what do I got to throw at these guys to freaking keep them down? Jared Leon rolling out of the ring, looking for the assistance of his wife, but I think Joy Justice wants to get in that ring right now.